Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to race 2 of this evening. It's the GT3 Sprint Series presented by S.R.O.C Racing. We will have Kenzie Nuoff in his blue and purple Mercedes starting from pole position, since he was very unfortunate during his outing in race 1. We'll have a reversed grid for the rest of the field as well, meaning Craig Hobson is gonna start from P2. At this moment we are looking at the drivers griding up, getting ready for the start. And the drivers are off. It's S.R.O.C taking the inside with everyone getting around you safely. It's middle of the night. Jonas Gilles with a little bump there on Demis Tigelaar, sending Eekhoven to the wall. It's a big pile up in the back. It's incredible with the amount of drivers there being caught up. We are following whoever is still in the race. Gilles has made it around turn 1 quite safely, and turn 2 as well, even though he is passing everyone, is letting everyone pass on his inside. Not a very big deal, it's not a problem. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, night has fallen over Barber Motorsports Park, so it's going to be a lot more difficult than the first evening race we've had during sunset. And as practice had shown before the start of race 1, the warm-up session that is, the night was being very hard on the drivers here, while we see Roddy with a move here in front of us on Tigelaar. It's very close here. Let's see if Tigelaar can keep Roddy behind him. Doesn't appear to be so. While Roddy with the move there on the curbs going into the penultimate corner. Long right-hander here. This is very fantastic driving there by Roddy. Very well done there with the move on Tigelaar. Let's see if Tigelaar can recover and keep Taylor behind him, who is being very under pressure. And it's Nuoff and Hobson on the straight, crashing together with the block. And there's cars flying on the straight. Hobson and Taylor taken out at start-finish line. Did look like Nuoff was re-entering the track there and found himself bumping into Hobson, sending everyone flying there. It's a bit of a bad break for Nuoff. Let's hope everyone can resume their races. Doesn't seem like Hobson and Taylor will be able, since they're in the pits already. It's S.R.O.C keeping off Thuram there on the inside. Won't succeed probably. First goes Roddy. There is Thuram right behind him. Thuram is gonna make a look. Oh, it's S.R.O.C and Roddy driving into each other. And here comes Kevin, who doesn't seem to be able to dodge Thuram there. Well, we look at who is being able there. It's Protega running into Van Eekhoven. It's a little bit of a mess there going into this turn here in the waterfall section. And it has everyone bunched up at the moment now. It's very confusing as to how the standings are at the moment. We see Demis Tigelaar in front of Thuram. Gilles right behind them. He didn't seem to be very caught up there in that crash, but the rest of them had. I see Van Eekhoven with a lot of damage on his car. S.R.O.C as well. Enderman going wide there while S.R.O.C tries to pass him here. Doesn't make it because it's just too far away. And it's Enderman with some substantial damage on his left rear bumper there. Well, we go back here with, let's see here in the dark. It's very hard to see Demis Tigelaar being followed still by Marijuana Kuram. And Tigelaar right behind him in the Mercedes. It's very difficult here to distinguish the cars here in the dark. Barber Motorsports Park doesn't have any lighting around the track, so the drivers are going to get used to their headlights and the dark surroundings. It's Thuram on the move on the inside, on the hairpin to the left, going for P7. Very nice move there by Thuram, who was caught up earlier in the crash with Roddy, and S.R.O.C was an unfortunate victim there. Didn't have anywhere to go, and let's see if Roddy can keep Thuram away from him this time. Nafius, I don't see him as well, must have been caught up somewhere in one of his crashes as well, because he's in the pits too at the moment. Had finished in P2 earlier. Don't know where it went wrong for him. Probably in the crash with Hobson and Nuoff involved on the straight. And it's Van Eekhoven with the daring move on the inside there. Nicky Decker is there as well, a little bit struggling there in his Audi. Very well done there. It's everyone here. It's 5 on a row here. Let's see who is going to have the advantage there. Sonima is trying to hold everyone up there behind him while he is trying to get around Nicky Decker himself. But Roddy is gonna try and pass the McLaren here on the inside of turn 1. Let's see. Dives in there. And it's Sonima running wide. Nicky Decker slipping to Ram, hitting Nicky Decker in the back. It's a very big incident here. It's a very incidentful race at the moment here. Let's see where Nicky Decker is going to end up. Nicky Decker rolling through turn 2 still. And has trouble keeping his car on track at the moment while we're back with Attigelaar and Sonima going for P7. And I don't think Sonima will succeed in keeping out behind him here. Attigelaar did this. Well, Turam is putting the pressure on Roddy and Demis here. Demis Tigelaar in front of him, the blue, white, green BMW. And let's see if Attigelaar can make a move around Sonima here with Nuaf following them. So Nuaf, after his crash with Hobson, seems like he's okay. Oh, needs to brake hard there to evade Tigelaar, and it's Sonima with the spin. Everyone gets around there, but Tigelaar is having some trouble keeping the car on track with that braking maneuver there. And has now Nuaf on his inside, who has passed Tigelaar for P7, I believe now. Yes, it is. Very nice move there by Kenzie Nuaf getting around Tigelaar. Very well done. Well, we go back to the group of Roddy, Tigelaar and Turam. It's gonna be a very close battle here. Freeway battle for P4. And very good here. Let's see if Tigelaar can keep his nerves under control with Turam behind him. All 3 cars damaged, so it seems. Yeah, even Tigelaar has some damage on his right front quarter panel there. And it's going to be very interesting as to see what the Ferraris can do against the BMW in between them. And it's Sturm going on to the inside, daring there in this medium chicane here. Very well done by Tigelaar. Tigelaar seems to be losing some ground. Needs to keep pushing. Oh, and Marouane Touré with a better exit there. And this group of 3 is catching up to Frederick Van Aken, who's running in third. Seemed to have been shaken up a little bit as well with the damage on his car. And here's a look from within the Ferrari of Marouane Touré following Demis Tigelaar and Nicolas Roddy. This is the view in the dark, and you're lucky if you're having a few cars in front of you to be able to see something. back in the duel with Marouane Thuram and Dim Stigler. Going at it for P5. Dim Stigler seems to lose a little bit of time in comparison to Nicholas Roddy, who has reached Van Eekhoven and Kevin Anderman in front of them. And with all the commotion in the opening phases of the race, while we're in lap 8 already, Samuel Bouzin has taken over P1 and has a very comfortable lead here. More than 18 seconds. Must have gotten around safely around everyone. We haven't seen him on screen practically this race. And the battle for P2 is getting to be an interesting one, with 5 cars battling it out here. We can see indeed Van Eekhoven having considerable damage like the rest of them. I think Nicholas Roddy and Marouane Thuram are the two with the less damage on the car out of these 5 drivers. They're going for P5 here, for 2, excuse me. Van Eekhoven blinking his headlights, trying to work on Anderman's nerves here. But Anderman has shown to be very confident here around Barber Motorsports Park with his battle with Nafius in race 1. Very, very impressive to see these guys driving it out here with the 5 of them. Nobody's giving way with Anderman. A little bit of a late impact going into the corner. Van Eekhoven losing his place to Roddy, who has slipped there onto the inside of him. And it's Marouane Thuram doing the same in the long right-hander with Dim Stigler, but it will have a disadvantage here going to the left unless he rolls down better onto start-finish. He does. Marouane Thuram goes around there for P5 with Dim Stigler falling back to P6. While we're seeing Nicholas Roddy on the inside with Kevin Anderman in turn 1 going into turn 2. Van Eekhoven with the wide entry there going for P3, and it's still Roddy going on the outside of Anderman. Let's see who has a better traction going out of this corner here, going into the long straight. Followed up by Hairpin. Anderman going wide there with 2 wheels on the grass. Van Eekhoven pulling up on the inside. It's very close racing here. Marouane Thuram slips by Roddy on the inside in the hairpin with a little bit of contact there. So does Dim Stigler. And it's still Anderman in P2 with P3 being very dangerous here. Following into the waterfall section. It's Marouane Thuram getting around Van Eekhoven. Very well done there. Very good drive by Marouane Thuram here at Barber Motorsports Park. Very confident here in the dark. And let's see if Stigler can get Van Eekhoven, because the young Belgian seems to be a little bit distracted, a little bit shocked there by everyone getting past him within the span of 3-4 corners. And it's Roddy making a move on Stigler as well, while Kenzie Nuaf has found his way to the group as well. It's going to be very, very busy here around these corners. It's Marouane Thuram with a move for P2 around Kevin Anderman on the start-finish line. Let's see it. Last corner here has that nice traction going on to the straight. Very well done there by Marouane Thuram. And now it's just a matter of getting away of this group, because he has shown to have an incredible pace here around the track. Well, Nuaf has gotten around Dim Stigler. Nuaf has taken P6 in his Mercedes. Very well done there. It was just outside of our screens. But it's still very exciting here with these 4 going for... Oh, and it's Roddy taking out Van Eekhoven in the hairpin. Eekhoven immediately loses his places to Dim Stigler and Kenzie Nuaf as well, while Nuaf is resuming his races on the inside of Roddy. Roddy had an incident earlier with Salima here, but Nuaf does it a little bit smarter, gets around Roddy there for P4. Very well done there. And it's still Stigler also behind Roddy. Roddy shaken up a little bit as well. Didn't expect Nuaf so soon. Probably feeling a little bit guilty about that hit on Van Eekhoven earlier. But needs to get that out of his mind and keep going. Van Eekhoven has resumed his race as well. He's in P7 right now. Just 4 seconds behind these guys. And it's going to be very exciting to see if Roddy can keep Stigler behind him as well. It's going to be a hard race for the 2 of them. They have seemed to be losing contact right there with the group. The group has extended a little bit. It's not as bunched up as it used to be. But Stigler doing it very well here. Still in P6. Must know that with Kenzie Nuaf not scoring a lot of points, and with Atkins' absence might make a big jump, maybe even try and take the lead in the standings. But don't count on Roddy, because Roddy is there for the standings as well. Hasn't been all too shabby with his recent results. And it seemed to have come down a little bit at the moment. We're over the halfway mark. It's 20 laps here in race 2 as well. 10 laps have already been completed as the graphic shows. It's Samuel Buzin in the lead. Second is Marouane Touram, followed by Kevin Enderman. Very closely behind them is Kenzie Nuaf, being followed by Roddy and Tigelaar, who are battling it out for P6. Excuse me, for P5. Van Aken is trying to make up lost time after being hit and is in P7 with Tigelaar in P8. And Soima is in P9, followed by Jonas Gilles in P10. And Nuaf making a move probably on Enderman here at the inside of turn 1. No, not yet. Let's see if Roddy is being attacked by Demis Tigelaar. Isn't. And Enderman is taking the inside line here in turn 3. So that might force Nuaf to go around him. Defending the hairpin line here on the inside. Very smart by Enderman. Nuaf trying an undercut, but won't succeed. Enderman is fast enough to prevent the undercut there. And the waterfall section. You can see still here in race 2, Enderman with a little bit of a wide exit there compared to the other ones. And it's still tense here. And we're losing connection. Back again. Nuaf still behind Enderman. We haven't seen much of Nuaf in race 1 after his crash. And he will be determined to make up 4 lost points in race 1. He's busy with his assault on Enderman for P3. And Roddy has caught up again with the cars in front of him. And it's Nuaf with a move on Enderman while we have lost visual. But Enderman still keeping Nuaf at bay. But has compromised a little bit of his speed, since now even Tigelaar and Roddy are catching up with him. And the more these guys battle, the more opportunity Van Aken has to catch up with him. He's now more than 5 seconds behind these guys, but we have seen him be very quick and fast. Roddy maybe going on the outside there. We have seen Marouane Touram try it there, but not yet. But Roddy is getting closer. With a late braking action there in turn 1, wants to get around Enderman as quick as possible. Might succeed there, no, has to stop down, slow down a little bit. And Roddy might try to take it here in the hairpin on the left side. Let's see who defends the inside line there. It's no one in particular defending the inside line. Roddy with a move there on the inside. Let's see if he can make it. No, but Demis Tigelaar is going on the outside of Roddy as we speak, trying to get more momentum out of the hairpin. Doesn't succeed yet. We see Jonas Gilles making room for the 4 of them. Demis Tigelaar crawling up the inside, going into the waterfall section there, side by side with Nicholas Roddy in the BMW. Nicholas Roddy still on top of P5 there. Very well done there. Very good job defending there by braking really late there in that corner. And Nuaf is taking advantage with Roddy losing a little bit of time there, defending against Van Aken, against Tigelaar. But Enderman hasn't flown off to the horizon yet, so it's gonna be very close here. And Nuaf off again. This time with an outside line. We see Enderman slip up a little bit there, having some oversteer. And it's Nuoff going into the inside on start finish. It's gonna be very tight there going into turn 1. It's gonna be very dangerous here as Roddy's trying the same thing. And it's Enderman losing P2 to Kevin Nuoff. To Kenzie Nuoff, excuse me. Roddy going outside of Enderman as well. Let's see who has the better momentum going downhill here. Back up again into turn 2. Lost visual again. Our apologies there. And it's Roddy on the outside going into the hairpin in a few seconds here. It's gonna be Tigla with a very late maneuver, hitting Enderman in the back. Roddy and Enderman taken out by Demis Tigelaar there. Very unfortunate. That's not a really good move there made by Tigelaar. Has made up 2 positions. This might be having a review after the race. It's a very unfortunate move there. Very sad to see then like that for Roddy and Enderman. Enderman even lost his position to Van Eekhoven at the moment. And we are seeing Protega being followed by Jonas Gillis, I believe. Yes, indeed. Goran Protega, who has been practicing a lot with the members of the Yellow Bellies, being Daniel Taylor and Craig Hobson. We have seen him improve. He's not as quick yet, but he's seeming more confident in his Mercedes now. And that on a particularly hard track as Barber Motorsports Park, that's saying a lot. And Gilles isn't doing that bad himself. Has kept himself out of trouble. Mostly had a little moment with Demis Tigelaar squeezing him in turn 1. But got out of it relatively safely. And it is now a battle between Roddy and Van Eekhoven in P5 and Demis Tigelaar following Kenzie Nuoff battling for P3. Enderman is slightly more than 6 seconds behind these two. Roddy without being able to dodge Enderman. Had a good run there. Was trying a move there to pass Enderman. It's been a show. It's been a show for sure here. I'm finally able to catch my breath as well. And Van Eekhoven coming very close here to Nicholas Roddy on start finish line. Less than a second removed from each other. Van Eekhoven was involved in the battle earlier for P2 as well. Will be happy now to have regained time on at least one of them. And it's Demis Tigelaar and Kenzie Nuoff side by side fighting it out for the podium. It's the last podium spot to be handed out today with Turam 10 seconds in front of these two guys. And it's going here inside the waterfall section, side by side. Demis Tigelaar passing Kenzie Nuoff. Let's see if he can get around him, stay around him, stay in front of him as well. And yes, he does. Very well done there. Let's see if Nuoff can make a move to counter. Oh, they're both running wide there, and it's gonna be very hard to see who has the advantage there. It's Nuoff getting back on track in front of Tigelaar, excuse me. So it's all good. Both drivers went wide there, and Nuoff with the move on the outside of Demis Tigelaar. Very well done there, not to lose his car there on the grass. And Roddy and Van Eekhoven are getting closer just a little bit now. And again, it's probably gonna ramp up again here with these four drivers relatively close to each other. And at this moment in time here, at night at Barber Motorsports Park, we can see all cars practically having considerable damage. It's been a hard race up until now. We have seen relatively a lot of crashes here in comparison to even race 1. And it's again Nuaf with a move on Demon Stigler on the inside here in the medium chicane going up here. Oh, Stigler goes very wide there. Oh, and it's the wall. It's probably over for Stigler with that hit against the wall. It's very, very, very unfortunate there for Demon Stigler, who has lost his places to everyone practically now. A.C.O. and Enderman is coming alongside as well probably. That might mean Stigler is going to pit. Yes, there he is in the pit. That's probably going to be a DNF. That's some considerable damage he's having on his car. Enderman now in P6 by passing Demon Stigler, who has entered the pits. So now we can see Van Eekhoven and Roddy fighting out for P4 instead of P5. It's going to be a few points extra. And that's going to be a heavy loss for Demon Stigler, who was contending there for the lead in the standing up until now. He's going to lose a lot of points now to Roddy. And Nuaf, who had lost points in race 1, will make a jump back again now here in race 2 with his 3rd position. But he has to keep these two behind him first. While we see Samuel Bouzin entering his final lap. Has had it relatively easy. And we are gonna look and see if we can find Samuel Bouzin in his last lap at the moment. Here's Sturm in P2. While we see Nefius and Altigelaar. That's not a direct battle. Nefius has fallen back there, has a lot of damage on his car. Here is Samuel Bouzin entering the waterfall section. Slow hairpin going to the right. Well, that's one BMW that's looking quite okay. I don't see any very visual damage here on his car, so that must mean he got around everyone in one piece. It's a good job here. He's also having his debut here in the GT3 Sprint Series this round. Must have had a good scare here with race 2. And here we see him coming up. Start finish line already. Yes, here he is. Samuel Bouzin wins race 2 at Barber Motorsports Park. That's gonna be a very nice addition of 75 points to the standings. Congratulations, Samuel Bouzin. And we hope to see you again after the Christmas break, where we will be in Alton Park. Turam finishes 2nd. Very well done here today with a 1st and a 2nd place finish. Let's see if we can catch Nuaf on the line before finishing. Yes, we see him here with Eekhoven and Roddy behind them. Let's see if Eekhoven can get a move on the line there. Doesn't seem to have made it. Or does he? Yes, Van Eekhoven passes Roddy on the line for P4. Very well done there in the very last corner of the race. Incredible done there by Van Eekhoven. And it's Enderman going for P6. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for watching. We will see you after the holidays. We wish you a Merry Christmas already, Happy New Year's, and good luck. And we will see you for round 5 in January. Bye bye, ladies and gentlemen.